Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to what is the Rust podcast. It's been a long time since I've done this. I've gained quite a few subscribers since the last one. It's been a very long time, actually. So if you guys aren't aware of what we do here, basically, we have a different guest on from sort of the world of YouTube and from Rust itself, and we talk about a different topic each time. So today's topic is kind of a big one, and I think it's one that's affected a lot of the community, and everybody's sort of got two things to say about it in their own way. And that is something that came in a couple of updates ago, and that is the change in price of the Boonie hat, and it's quite great game breaking. No, I'm joking. We're going to be talking about the TWIG update and how that's affected everybody. So I'm joined today by Bolby, or Brady, who you guys know if you're some of the OGs from my channel. I met him through Rust, really good friend, and he plays the game, and he knows what sort of goes on with this TWIG update and how it's used in the game. And I'm joined by Twisted, whichever way you want to say it. A really fucking good base builder. You guys go and check out his channel down below in the description. And I think we're going to have a really good sort of argument about it today. So how are you guys? How are you doing?
I'm good. Tired, but I'm ready.
Yep.
That's American times for you. How are you doing, Twisted?
All good. Not as tired.
Good. It's like at 9:30 here. Right, okay, so Twisted, as a base builder, how have you found the TWIG update sort of when you're coming up with your designs and things?
For base builders in general, it's been brilliant.
Yeah.
It's been great.
But, yeah?
Yeah, because it's given us an incentive to change the way we build. So people are more inclined to come to us for the answer. So it's helped.
That's something I've seen. I've seen a massive sort of increase in these basement sort of, what do you call, bunker bases. Building down and out instead of up.
I personally don't like. I think they're rubbish, and I make that clear in every bunker that I do that they're a gimmick. Because people still go for doors. Doesn't matter if you can get on top or not. It's cheaper to go through doors. That's where I originally done wall stacking.
My problem that I have with this is obviously, as a base builder and things, I don't build bases. I go for a box standard fucking 2x2 or whatever. And what I've seen is an increase of a couple of base builders who are quite prominent in the community, just sort of pumping out sort of the same design over and over again. Just you change one foundation here, you change one foundation there, give it a new name, and apparently that's a new base build, and that's coming every couple of days. And I don't think that's. Go on, Brady. Go on.
Always the ultimate duo/trio base as well.
Yeah.
It's always
20 plus rockets. I always just scream that.
I mean, I tend to do one build a week. I stick to one build a week.
But you're seeing some channels that are doing 2-3 builds a week, and the bases just aren't different. There's nothing new about them.
They're poor quality as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, these solo bases, okay, I as a solo player, I never get enough resources, really, personally, to build these fucking bases that people put on their videos. Because obviously, it's 40k stone or whatever. By the time I've got 40k stone, I've built myself a little 2x2 and I've honeycombed that and all as well. But when you go for the other sort of bases and you look at them, there's no sort of incentive to go about it because it's no different to what I can build myself.
Yeah.
That's why these bunker bases are so. In a way, I do like them.
I mean, for me, I started as a solo. I played half past Sydney for like 700 hours as a solo, and official servers. So, for the end of a wipe, I'd always have at least 140k stone over a month period. So there'll always be a big base by the end.
Well, that's the thing. I think with the introduction of the updated salvaged ice pick, I have so much surplus stone now. Every wipe.
The wipe we're doing just now, it's 2 times we're playing because we're on the Wilsonator because servers die that quick. We just want to get on, get raids for the streams, and come off. But we're doing honeycomb with high walls at the minute just to use stone up.
Just to use the stone up, it's just, I mean, Brady, when obviously you're playing, you normally play as like a duo, don't you? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
How are you finding it at the minute in terms of base building? What sort of bases do you go for?
Recently, like we just hopped on a monthly, but monthly's boring, so we're quitting. It's terrible. But it's like we built a 2x2 and just put a bunch of honeycomb around it because I don't really care enough to, no offense to you Twisted, to like look up a video and then just like copy that, because like there's so many bases now where it's kind of crappy, which we rated one yesterday where it was like, it looks like a 3x3, but whenever you got into it, there was a ladder hatch where the foundation should be. It's like those.
I actually, little BHD, I sort of stumbled upon him raiding somebody yesterday, and what he'd done was he'd raided through a ladder hatch, but it was a triangle piece underneath. So he couldn't then build out again, and he jumped in because the guy was in there and he's actually online raided him, and I had to counter raid him, but I saw a little BHD jump up and I had to go, oh shit, I can't really do this. But yeah, it's different things like that. But okay, going off sort of base building in general, back to the Twig update. In terms of my sort of opinion of it, I'm not against it. I quite enjoy it personally. I've used it to my benefit a couple of times, and I've had it used against me a good couple of times. What do you think about it, Recited?
For me, as a solo player, it's good because a good solo player, as you know, will always offline raid because he can't take the counter raid. If there's 4 guys run up on him, it's over.
If you saw one of my most recent videos in which my PvP ability was poor, the comments ripped into me, I'll understand.
But if I was to take you and put you in Rustified, how do you think you would cope with the Twig?
I don't know. I haven't played a big fucking server like that for so long.
We played the Twig update, the very first wipe on an official server. We were up for about 9 hours. Got a big base, really strong, compact. It took 46 seconds for 7 guys to blow through it, wreck us all, and take everything.
Yeah.
Only because he could Twig up. I think any other way they couldn't have done it.
But that being said, going back to my video, I, as a solo player, jumped up to the top of this base using it and could blow in from the top, and it was a lot less resources because obviously you can honeycomb outwards in a lot more different kinds of ways as you can upwards.
Exactly.
But I mean, this guy had fucked up. He'd not put enough ladder hatches down, and he'd left loads of gaps for me to jump through and stuff. But I used it to my advantage, and it's a really good raiding technique. But I have had somebody do it to me and camp on my roof for what must have been a good 35 minutes, as I then popped out of my ladder hatch and he killed me and went deep on my top floor. It's just how it is. Have you had the chance to use it, Brady, to like go in deep sort of standards, or?
Yeah, just like I had it one time where I just went to my roof because it was me and GS versus 4 guys, and I went to the roof with an AK, with our only AK. It was so sad, and I went up there, and then since they were able to kill me, they were able to build up. I mean, I don't really. I'm not gonna say that I hate it. I'm just gonna say that it definitely needs tweaking, because the fact that someone can just run up and put Twig like right on the side of your base, tool covers are basically useless now, other than griefing.
Yeah,
I think ladders.
Thing, aren't they?
Ladders would be.
I'm all for ladders.
Just ladders on their own.
Yeah, if you can defend against it, then yeah.
Yeah, you can build the sort of lips on the base, can't you? And I mean, stuff like that.
Nakeds now, they can just hit a tree for like 2 minutes and then run up and just build straight on top of your base.
I mean, what is in game now?
Well, I tell you what, right? We're recording this now. It's Saturday night. In terms of a Rust wipe cycle, you go Thursday night in my eyes, and then through to Thursday night when it wipes again on a weekly wipe cycle. In terms of how long I actually play Rust for, I'm done. I don't even play necessarily Sunday anymore. I'm going to go on after we've recorded this. I'm not quite sure why, because I've got a shit ton of sulfur to use, and I want to use it to raid or something. But to be honest, I don't need to. I have enough stuff to not need to raid, and I don't. It's been a while since Rust has been sort of so stale for me. But in terms of what I would raid, I still wouldn't go and raid the big bases. I'd still raid the smaller ones, even though I can get to the top of the big ones. Yeah. I don't know about you guys. I'd still just go for doors on smaller bases.
See, we always build up to the big raid. That's what we tend to use Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, building up to that big raid. Raid the smaller ones, get enough stuff, and just healthily go for the big base.
Yeah, well, you see, the beauty of what I've been doing recently, obviously, with these shop videos, has been that people have just sort of bought the stuff that I don't need that they do need, and given me a good, healthy supply of the loot that I do need. And that's meant that I haven't really need to prioritise raiding. Like, I've got something like 12k sulfur uncooked or something sat in one of my chests, and to be honest, I haven't even thought about cooking it this wipe. I just haven't even thought about it. I just haven't needed to. But that's mainly because there's this fucking enormous base as soon as you come out my front door, and the guy roof camps me all the time. I had to put a turret down outside just to catch him when he comes out of his base. But I don't know. But with the Twig update thing, I am sort of thinking tonight maybe I'll go on, because if I crafted up my rockets or whatever, I could build up to his roof and just raid him so easily.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just so difficult as a solo player to, while you say, yeah, it is good, rating-wise, because you can get up to the top, you can do what you want sort of thing, but it makes it harder at the same time to defend your base. Because anybody can do it to you.
Twig, there's no real way to defend it.
No.
It's near important. Unless you've got high walls stacked.
Stacked fucking miles.
It's quite difficult. But ladders you can defend, and I think that's the happy medium you need. As long as you can equally defend against the attack, for me it's fair.
That's like back in the day when, back in sort of Rust Legacy sort of times, when you could put ladders on buildings and stuff, like the early Rust days. I mean, what was wrong with that? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think the Twig was just sort of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
The old TC system was where you could take advantage of one being higher or lower ground was perfect.
Well, Brady, that was your favourite thing.
That with ladders is perfect. That's a perfect solution.
Yeah, it was like a Christmas gift every single time that you found a base that you could build into. Like, that's what I miss about Rust. Going back to like what you said with how it's like really stale now. That's mostly because people can get an AK on the first day, even if you're solo. It's extremely stupid now. 30
minutes into the server wipe this time. People are running around with AKs and SMG and Thompsons because they can just go to the Rad Town and get the stuff. So if you find a salvage pick in a purple box, and which I love the purple boxes, I'm not saying anything against them. If you can find a salvage pick in a purple box, hit a Rad Town, get yourself a rifle body or an SMG body, get yourself some springs. Your quid's in. You can hit up enough high qual. You're roaming with an AK within the first hour. You can get what you fucking need. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to raid anybody because you can just kill everybody farming.
Exactly.
That's what Rust is now, though.
I mean, the best update to come out of Rust is never spoke about because of the Twig. That's Scrap.
Yeah,
Scrap was absolutely a brilliant idea, but no one took note because everyone was kicking the shit out of the Twig.
It just sort of went. It just went under the radar. No one seemed to care about it. It was in. It sort of, because the Twig came in out of nowhere. No one was sort of expecting it, and everybody was so fucking excited. Well, I say excited, annoyed or angry by it. Everybody just talked about that, didn't they?
I mean, the Twig for content creators was the golden egg. But for the player that plays for the solid week, who's got an end game of getting to the first without getting wrecked,
Rust isn't
dire.
Rust isn't a weekly game anymore. Like,
no, we tend to play daily wipes.
Daily wipes?
Yeah, we play daily wipes. We start at
Is that
10
modded?
in the morning. No? Every day there's about 15-20 servers that wipe every day.
Shit, really?
Rust splats, they wipe at 10, 12, 2, 4 and 6.
Shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, people like Casimo, Suspect, that's all they play.
Well, I'm going to say, I bet that's awesome for streamers.
That's all they play.
If you're sitting down for like a sort of 8-hour period of time, get loads of content. To be honest, that's if I had enough time, I'd probably do that, but need to split it over the week. But I don't know, as me as a content creator, I primarily play Rust now. I don't play for fun as such. I play because I need to play, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And which is a massive fucking hindrance to me, I'll give you that. But I need to hop on and I need content, sort of thing. I need to hop on, I need to go out, I need to be able to do something. And to be honest, the Twig update was quite a godsend for that, because you're sort of just running past a base and you can just have a look in a base. You can do what you want. And like playing on the solo only server at the minute, which I'm running. If you guys want to join, it's called Lone Survivors. It's solo only, 100 pot, 3k map size, I think. To anybody, you don't need a boost, sort of thing. You can just go run along, build in. That was the biggest thing, because boosting was so fucking AIDS. That was the worst thing. Playing as a solo player, that was the hardest thing. You couldn't boost into a base. Somebody could build a 1x1 and you couldn't get on the roof. They didn't even need to put roofs on it. But now the Twig update sort of changed that, and I think that's quite important to the game. I think it was a necessary medium to give people more raiding techniques, but I don't know. I think like you guys say, ladders
and the LTC I think would be the ideal solution. I mean, for solo, see if you're playing a very small group server, I don't think the Twig's a big issue. But if say I mentioned Rusty Moose or Rustified, if you don't have something down quick, I mean, I remember playing Rustified before Twig. You had 5-man boosts jumping into your roof.
Yeah,
well, it was hard enough with that. Never mind, bloody Twig and ladders. You're like, Jesus Christ! You couldn't build a 1x1.
Well, I
think you're going to build up. You'd had to get like 3 high just to be safe.
Well, that was the thing, Brady. We had a large furnace on one of the wipes we played, didn't we? And it was 2 stories high and a group of 4 boosted into it. And grabbed all of my sulfur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it was actually one of my subs as well. That was what made it even fucking worse, because he commented on my video and said, "Well, oh, is this your base?" But yeah, I don't know. I'm not against it. I think it's the step in the right direction for Rust in general, to give more raiding techniques to sort of solo players and things. But again, it's that problem that you can't give the solo players something without giving the huge groups something as well.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I mean, it's a big advantage for solos, but it's humongous advantage for clan.
Well, exactly. That's the problem. But how do you do it? How do you give something to solo players that a group isn't going to take advantage of? That's the thing.
It's impossible.
It is. That's the biggest. I think that's the biggest thing that they're sort of debating with, because obviously you've got a different sort of sets of people that go to Reddit and complain, because Reddit seems to be the only place that anybody's allowed to fucking complain about anything. And apparently the devs just care about what's fucking going down on Reddit. That's all that matters. No one cares about anything else. But you go to Reddit, you complain, and the devs listen, and they're really good on this game for that they care about what people think about what needs changing, and they implement those changes. But the problem is, you've got people saying, "Oh, we need new raiding techniques." All right, you look through Shadowfrax's concept limbo videos; they had other ideas for raiding. They had that sort of battering ram thing to knock down doors. They had an impromptu cannon, that sort of stuff. But then they just sort of went for this TWIG update, which was just so skewed in the wrong direction.
I once read a concept which I thought was quite good, but it's pretty much impossible to bring it to Rust, where you would get to a tier of electricity, and your door locks would be run off electricity, obviously.
Well, they were talking about bringing electricity into the game, weren't they?
And if you went in the base and kept it fueled, it would run out of power.
What
and your
shit?
doors would just open.
Okay.
Ooh,
So it entices you to play the game. I thought it was a good concept, but hard to bring in.
People would people would hate it, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
you
imagine if you couldn't play one night and you wanted to get on for the rest of the week, and your fucking doors swing open an hour before you come on, and you just get fucking destroyed.
But I think the nerf and decay they did a while ago. I mean, official servers, after 8 days, you would just run around with foundations
Well,
to crack open.
I watch quite a few Rust YouTube videos, I'll give it that, and I think iRisk PvP I don't tend to watch so many anymore, but he was on an official server recently, wasn't he? And he was sort of spear raiding foundations and things, and just you run up to a foundation that's got 13 health, a stone foundation, you can spear raid through it and get your loot that way instead of just building up and raiding through it, and that's just how that is. But I think I'm not 100% abreast, maybe you guys can tell me, of how the decay works on TWIG these days, because isn't it quicker?
Decay, it works if you activate a door, and it's in a covered radius, it resets decay.
And it used to be, for decay, used to go the whole base, didn't it? But then it was just the outer layer.
All the
foundations,
prefabs, they need to be attached to each other. So if you got a foundation away from your base, it won't be connected to it.
But how does it work on TWIG now? Because isn't it's accelerated on TWIG?
It's 1 hour, and it's gone.
1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour, 2 hours. I'm pretty sure it's 1 hour. I might be wrong. It might be 2.
Does that get reset if that's attached to a door? No. Okay.
No. All TWIG in general disappears, which I learned yesterday.
After an hour.
When mine fell to pieces and I fell about 6 floors and died. I'm on base.
Shit. Well, I mean, that's like I could see people building, when they put some stairs as an impromptu shelf in their like TC room, and they forget to upgrade them, and then they put a loot box on top, and the loot box breaks after an hour. That'd be great. Well, maybe they could do it so decay acts quicker on TWIG, so like they build up and stuff, and it goes within a few minutes as opposed to an hour. I don't know. Just sort of, it's becoming quite an eyesore to me. Running past any base, it's just they're talking about.
The server we're on just now. You know when someone's twigged up a building, it all bloody breaks up because the server just has a fit.
Well, that's the thing. They're talking about trying to reduce how much sort of GPU and system, whatever, I don't know, RAM, I don't care, whatever the fucking servers need to run and load and stuff. So they took the charcoal, being able to drop out the furnaces out, and they took that away so that the game didn't have to load the charcoal in on the floor and whatever. But then they brought this TWIG in that people just leave fucking everywhere. And then they're like, okay, well, it can be destroyed within an hour. All right, fine. But that's still an hour where if everybody's built Twig on every single base, that's an hour of fucking absolute shit that the game is running through that it really doesn't need to be, because it's generating all that Twig for no reason. And I mean, 99% of the time you build up and there's nothing on the fucking base anyway.
Yeah. What if they added something where it's Twig? So, you know, like it's called Twig. So if people like jump on it, it starts to wear down maybe and loses it. Because I mean, if someone was to jump on a floor made out of Twig in their life, they'd fall right through.
That's true.
Yeah.
But so like maybe the more you jump on it, the more like someone uses it, the more it breaks down. So it breaks down a little faster each time.
That's
something around that.
That's a fair point, because obviously if you've got, say, a group of fucking 5 or 6 running up and they're all following each other up the side of this base on some Twig, maybe it breaks on one of them and then he falls down like he did to us the other day, and loses all their loot. I mean, there's plenty of different things they could go about doing it, eh? I don't know.
I mean, can you remember that fantastic cargo net they brought in?
That what?
That you could collect, the cargo net that you could
I've never
climb your base.
I've never crafted that.
I don't think anyone in the whole fucking Rust has ever
I don't know what the fuck.
What
if you'd used that instead of Twig?
The net, what?
It's more expensive.
Oh,
and chuck net up the walls, then it decays after an hour.
I mean, that could work. That could work, to be fair. I think just ladders on their fucking own would do it, wouldn't they? To be honest, the old TC system and ladders, like we've said, they'd be perfectly fucking fine. I mean, in terms of... Alright, we'll go back to sort of base building and stuff, because I think while it's the Twig update and stuff was a step in the right direction for us, giving people a different type of thing, I don't think it was thought through enough. I think that's... What I like to think in my head is that's a Reddit idea. Where they've not really thought about it, they've just gone, you know what, let's do this and see if it works.
I think there was that much complaining about how hard it was to get to endgame. They were really lazy and thought, do you know what, fuck it, you can build Twig.
Yeah, but
there you go.
Then, like you say, they brought in scrap. You can fucking duplicate your tech trash really quickly, get yourself loads of C4, get yourself a salvage pick, get a load of sulfur, and you fucking quids in. Doesn't really matter. You can go and raid whatever you want. To be honest, Rust is only PvP now. The only reason that anybody plays the game is for PvP. You can get guns as easily as you want. Nobody roams with a bow anymore, even though that's all I really want to do personally. They get themselves a gun, they head out and do what they fucking want. Die? Oh well, I've got plenty of guns back at base.
I remember Rust over a year ago. My bolty would not leave the base.
Oh, I wouldn't even take a P2 out the base.
Wouldn't even think about it. That was for defending. That was it.
I mean, I'd debate about making a water pipe, let alone a bolty. But
I mean, a year ago, if I had an AK, you'd be like, let's go and try and get it, because there's a good chance. Now,
to be honest,
it's like, what's the point in chasing that? We've got 5.
Well, that's the thing. If I knew somebody had an AK, I'd go and waste 8 satchels on an AK, sort of thing.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because an AK was worth it, because I couldn't fucking get one. And that was worth that. But now it's like, I'll just go to the Rad Town, I'll just get one. I mean, it's sort of like, I'll just go to the shops, I'll just go pick one up. Just go see what I can find. I don't know. It's a different sort of game now, as you look at it. We might as well, while we're here, talk about, because we're talking about guns and stuff, let's talk about the recoil changes to Rust.
Heck yeah! Alright, I'm ready for this.
What do you think about the recoil changes, Brady? What's your thoughts?
I'm very angry about it.
Very angry.
I'm very angry.
You're in that camp, I like it.
The first time that they did it, thank goodness that help changed it a little bit. But the first time, it was just spray patterns. And on something freaking gracious Reddit or whatever you call it, someone actually said something about, it was like CSGO, which I was like, hey, I actually agree with something on Reddit. But, it was just terrible because people that had played that, I think I have 1,800 hours in the game. So I've gotten pretty good with, handling recoil and stuff. But then whenever that happened, I ran out and I'm like, okay, heck yeah, AK. And then I instantly get screwed by somebody. I'm like, wait, I'm confused. What? It's just the whole aim cone thing. Of course, I didn't have a problem with the gunplay in Rust before they added this new stupid recoil thing.
I didn't.
But then everybody on Reddit complained about it. Because I thought the AK was controllable. It had recoil, but you could actually hit shots with it if you just took some time to learn how to control it.
I think
It was just kind of
the point
stupid.
is that the people are annoyed mostly because they've played the game for X amount of months, years, whatever, and practiced how to control the aim and the recoil and whatever on the AK, and it's the AK in particular, isn't it? But the P2, the semi-rifle, the LR, the M92, the M92 is fucking OP as it is, but whatever else. And then they changed that and sort of took that away. And in my eyes, as somebody that doesn't really know how to use those guns and can't control recoil as well, I don't mind it personally. I mean, it's a different type of way. I didn't really know how to do it the old way, and I sure as hell don't know how to do it the new way. But it's just practice, isn't it? What do you think, Twisty? What are your thoughts?
I think until this fix people to script, it should be as easy as possible to give everyone a level playing ground.
That's very true. There are fucking hackers everywhere. That is
until they can stop that. Then make it as easy as possible for everyone. So
have you seen these videos that keep popping up on YouTube of people actually just showing you A, how to get hacks for Rust, B, how to use hacks for Rust, and then how to go...
There was one called...
Go on.
Like King Hacks Rust?
Yep.
I think that was his YouTube channel.
I watched his live stream from Portugal last week on holiday for an hour and a half as he showed how he used his dashboard for
really?
ESP. Yeah. Live on YouTube as well. Live stream how he does it.
I mean, how could you think that's that? But it's when you watch these videos and they're getting fucking loads of likes and they're getting comments of people saying, "Oh, can you link me, dude? Oh, how'd you do that? How'd you get this? Oh shit, how much were they? Let me get them." Blah blah blah. Because people want them. It's baffling. But to me that is it's horrible. But in my eyes, I put that in the same breadth as people that only play modded servers. In my eyes, because I mean, a modded server now and again is alright. I mean, you can hop on and condense the time that you'd spend on a vanilla server into a lot of a shorter time period. But essentially, in my eyes, you're just cheating. It's just...
Yeah, we'll play 2 times gather at max, and that's it, nothing else.
That's the
just to speed
limit
up
of what
we're doing, because we might only be on for a weekend, so it's like, let's get on fast, let's get something done, and
which is fine.
Done.
But it's also these people that I mean, we're not going into this. I want to save the sort of modded against vanilla as a sort of separate podcast idea, because I've got plenty to fucking say about it, as you probably can tell, because I only play vanilla. But it's when people upload YouTube videos or whatever and don't put modded in the title, don't put modded in the description, don't make fucking
17,000 or sulfur or something. Freak out about
it's
it.
like, I killed all these guys for all this loot, and the picture on the thumbnail is fucking 30,000 sulfur, and you're like, oh shit, I'm fucking excited for this. Click on the video, 8 times gather. I'm not going to name any names. There's a raiding channel on Rust. It's got 30-something K subs. Only...
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the stream on Twitch.
Everybody knows who I'm talking about, but I won't name their name.
They do a countdown to the next raid, and they go and raid a 2x2. It's like, yeah,
thanks, guys.
That was worth the wait. Thanks, guys.
But go back. They twig up the side of this fucking enormous base, or the enormous base on the thumbnail, and you're like, shit, that's gonna be fucking good. I imagine what loot they're gonna get from. Oh, there's only 2 of them. Shit, and then you look, and they open their inventory, and they've got like 52 rockets and 16 C4, and you're like, oh, okay. And then they get into the base, and it's stacks of like 18k sulfur, and you're like, oh, so you basically went and farmed for about 10 minutes and then just did this raid, and you're getting what it takes you longer to do this raid than you could just go and farm, really, to be honest, on those modded servers. But we're veering off a tangent there. I just don't like it, as you can probably tell. But in terms of the recoil stuff, what guns have you found the most difficult to use now? AK. Right.
Yeah, for sure, because they completely changed how it works.
See,
they made it a little bit better.
I tested the day I get back from holiday. I tested the M249, which doesn't move. It's just sprays a straight line.
Yeah, but it's always been like that.
If you got that, then you are Jesus. No, there was a bit of recoil before. Now it's just literally...
It's just a line of shots.
You're gone, yeah. The AK is near the same. All you have to do is set your sensitivity to 0.4 or 0.5. Pull down and you're absolutely fine. It doesn't move. I've found that the semi-auto is harder to use now.
Rifle, do you think?
Yeah, I found that's a bit harder to use now than it was before.
Crafted guns, to be honest, since. I mean, I used the Tommy last night and didn't really find any difference. I died with it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think Helk's working on it, isn't he? Because I think it was sort of a rough stuff when it first came in, and then we're working on it. But I don't. Why do they push these ideas, which people don't necessarily ask for, and they push them in way before they're ready? I know we're in alpha, and we're the people that are sort of testing the game and whatever, and they're only gonna find out if it works as if they put it in and we play it. But surely some more thought's got to go into it. Why have we not got sort of a dedicated forum like Reddit, where the devs post and say, well, what do you guys think about X? Do we have that? Have I missed that? We don't have that, do we?
I don't think
I
so.
haven't seen it, no.
Well, you know, like the heavy armor that they added forever ago, and it was just completely broken. And then Helk gets on, and they fix it. And he's like, I don't understand why all of you are angry. It was only half implemented. Why would he implement it if it's only half implemented? Like, it was... He said that in the dev blog. It was so stupid. It made me laugh.
Since they've altered it, how many people do you see in heavy armor?
I've not seen a single piece of heavy armor.
No one. I find that's the reason why the recycler come in to get rid of the stuff. Because you don't use it. It's shit.
I mean, well, the research table, which needs all your sheet metal, isn't it? That's the thing. Because I'd never crafted the fucking heavy armor before, mind, because it was OP, wasn't it? And then they took it out. But it's things like that. The devs, I mean, they're right on it. I'll give them that. They're very, very fucking good in this game. They listen to what you want, maybe too much. But to be honest, I think some more thought needs to go into their ideas sometimes. That's just my weird thought.
Oh, God,
because they just throw these things in and just don't care, in a way. Well, they do care, but you've got to think. I don't know how many people play Rust. We got any numbers on that? It's tens of hundreds of thousands have bought it.
Yeah, I think daily at any one time it's like 29,000 playing at any one time throughout the day.
That's good, isn't it? Is that good for?
So if you go through time zones and add that, multiply it and divide it through, you're probably looking at good.
What? Yeah, which is fucking good, really, isn't it? For a game in alpha, that's fucking good. So you've got to please 80,000 people a day or whatever, 80,000 people, 100,000 people, whatever. It's difficult. I'll give you that. Helk, you fucking do a great job. Gary, well done. But some more thought has to go into it.
I mean, I think they need to decide what type of game it is. Is it survival or PvP? You can't bring out a fucking new gun the same week you bring a water catcher out.
That actually is probably the most fucking wise thing I've heard for a very long time. It's a PvP game. It's a PvP game called a survival game. You buy a survival game.
It started off as one of the best survival games out there. It just turned into Call of Duty with better guns.
Well, yeah. And you've got to make yourself a base.
Yeah.
and store your loot and shit. And
or as someone said to me the other day, it's Minecraft and heroin.
or it's just Call of Duty with the worst loadout ever. And it's just a rock and a torch. but that's what the game is. But like we say, it's just they need to decide which way they want to go. If it's a survival game, it's a survival game. Stop focusing on the PvP aspect, which fine is what people want to see. But that's another thing in my eyes. YouTubers in general, regardless of what size subscriber base they have a huge influence over the players of this game. If one YouTuber goes and says something, say a big YouTuber, a B-Chills, a So Winter or something, the Crossbow nerf needed to happen, whatever, Rhino Crunch. They say that, everybody's thinking it. Everybody fucking thinks it. If Helk puts something in the game that sort of goes under the radar a little bit, say a new water catcher, and So Winter comes out and says, oh, why'd you put a new fucking water catcher in? We need such and such. Then everyone's on it. Everyone picks up on that bandwagon, which is what I find is the problem, because I think YouTubers need to be a little bit more careful with how they sort of address their things, because it's like Reddit, but on steroids, in a way.
It's like XP. XP wasn't... It could have been tweaked to be good, but content creators hated it because you couldn't jump servers.
You just couldn't.
And it exploded, so Winter had a fucking fanny fit because he couldn't jump server to server, which is understandable because it's his actual income.
I don't know about you, but you guys playing, it was killer. You couldn't.
Oh God, you're dedicating your whole life to that.
It made me play Rust for the week. That was the. I had to play Rust for the week, but.
I mean, everyone went, BP was the best, BP was dog shit.
I got invited to the So Winter BP server, and to be honest, it was more of a grind than the XP.
Now, honestly, you play official servers back in the day.
I mean,
solo players in small groups, you didn't stand a chance. You would literally run the road, get all the fucking blueprints, and just get pounced upon by dicks on the roof.
Back in the BP system when I first got Rust, because I didn't get it when it first fucking came out, like a lot of other content creators, but I played on very dead servers. I mean, it was one of my friend's servers. There was about 5 of us that played on it, and it was a big map as well. So you never fucking run into anybody, and that's how I got into Rust. That was my first fucking couple 100 hours, was just that. But you'd go to the rad town on your own. You'd never have any fucking trouble. You'd just run around, you'd pick up your blueprints, and then you'd go home again. And to me, I had in my mind this magical idea that the blueprint system was so easy. And that's why, because nobody would fucking come near me, because I was on a dead server. But I played it on that So Into one, and you go out, and I found the blueprint for fucking wooden window bars about 12 times. And some shutters. And I still never found the fucking large box or the pickaxe, the whole wipe. And that was my problem. But you go... This component system is personally my favourite. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I love the component system. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Ready?
Really, really good.
Silence. Tumble.
I like BP the best. But that's mostly because I came from Legacy. And so I was really used to BP.
The people that came from Legacy and played Riot from the beginning, I think, have that affiliation.
There's a lot of people calling for a BP component combine system.
I mean, I think that would work if they could get it right, but it would take so much tweaking to level and balance that shit out.
Yeah.
It would...
But it would help people, like, it would help make in-game longer and make primitive longer, you know? Because then you couldn't just go and grab an AK body and be able to craft an AK.
So take out rifle bodies, take out semi-bodies, whatever.
I would say keep them in, just to make it...
Basically, you get all the components for it, but until you have the BP for the AK, you can't make them.
Okay. So back in... Because was it the XP system when they brought in that for the research table? When they brought in those BPs or whatever for that? For the XP system. So it'd be sort of like that.
Yeah.
That could work, I suppose. It's just... It would take so long to sort of implement. I mean, the
easiest way to sort endgame is make the rad towns actually hard to go through. You can spawn in, get some crappy wood armor, and you can run up the dome straight away.
Just fucking rad suits that you can go in with.
It should be. Should be.
Why isn't it? I was under the impression when they first brought the new rad suit in and they brought radiation back and everything. I thought that's what you had to wear. And then there was you keep having these bugs where if you wear a fucking riot helmet, you can go in naked and shit like that. And it's just I don't get it. Why? Make it hard. Make it difficult. Make rad suits really difficult to come by.
I genuinely don't see the point in having radiation.
It's pointless. It's pointless. You say 2 pieces of rope, 600 wood or whatever it is, and a couple of bits of cloth for some burlap shit, and I'm in and I've got a rifle body. Easy. Fucking simple.
Like, maybe change the loot tables to where AK bodies spawn at places that it makes sense. Like, domes sort of makes sense. Airfield for sure. Military tunnels, that makes sense. And then maybe up the radiation on those. Because you're going to have to be able to run into, like, sewer branch early game to get, like, pops for salvage aspects and stuff. Just stuff like that. But the fact that you can just get armor, because I think the wooden pants are like 200 and the
just 300, yeah.
Chest plate's 300, so it's like 500 wood overall.
It's like that idea that I think was Helk's idea or whatever in the first place, where you sort of progress from sort of a linear map style, in that more like Savas, where you go. Where you go from the outside in, it would be south to north and better loot and higher quality players as you advance. But it would never be like that. People would go and camp the nakeds or whatever down the bottom for farm and just run out of their way to go and get some rifle bodies at the top of the map. It would just be that, and that's why I don't think that would work. But the XP system, when that was billed to me as just a sort of randomer looking in, before I did YouTube or whatever, when that was first coming in, I saw that as when you see these modded servers where you sort of allocate what you want to increase, so you increase your farming and stuff like that, you increase how fast you can run, how much you can go underwater. I don't know what you call that sort of system. What is it, like a reward system, whatever. That's how I build the XP system. Like, I'd earn XP, and instead of unlock stuff obviously, but I'd also be able to make my character better, a sort of a progression system. That's what I thought we were going to get. But then that would probably be too OP, because then somebody can run quicker, shoot faster or whatever, and then it's like AIDS. But
Well, you know, he was like, they're talking about how they're adding all these updates so that they're ready for whenever the game gets out of early access, that there will be no wipes. And that sounds terrible. No wipes at all, just decay.
Really?
That's because whenever someone joins a server, it would just be, oh, I have an AK, so I guess I'm staying on this server, and then you have the same base until you get raided.
I, for one, would never play that game. I wouldn't play that. The beauty of Rust is that everybody starts again every week. I don't have to play 1 week, and everybody's on the level playing field, whatever server I choose. That's
early game is the most exciting bit of the game. You have to make so many decisions in the first hour. Where you're going to build, who you're going to be building next to, who's going to be in your team, how big do you build straight away, where's the nearest rad town, you have to plan it all straight away.
White Day is the most fucking nerve-wracking and horrendous day of your life, but it's the most fun experience that you can have. You join a high-pop server, even as a solo player or as a group, you get enough fucking loot, and then you're just so fucking worried about anything happening to you before you build your base, and that is the exhilarate. That's why people play Rust. It's for Wipe Day, and then after that, it's just PvP combats, whatever.
I mean, it's the only game where it's actually like Normandy.
Yeah.
On Wipe Day, you just try to get off that bloody beach and get somewhere.
Back on the fucking beach again.
You just try to run like hell. Then a fucking chicken kills you, and you're back on the beach.
And then it's a pig, and then it's a bear, and then it's a wolf, and then it's a guy with a fucking bow.
And the wipe we just started there, Hammer, who I play with, he was up till 6 in the morning, making sure we were defending and strong enough.
10 hours and still not feel comfortable being protected enough.
Exactly.
And that's the Twig raiding. Bringing this full circle.
Exactly.
Twig raiding means that your base is never really fucking truly safe. Because before, if you put a 2x2 down, put it 2 stories high, so a 2x2x2, I'd leave that on Wipe Day really, because that would probably be safe. 3 doors to your loot. You put it upstairs, it would be fine. It just doesn't work like that anymore. It's not how it is.
No.
But because people can build up to the roof. I don't. If you guys got anything else to say, I think we've talked about pretty much everything. I mean, the main things are, we don't mind the Twig update, but we think it needs changing, and that change that we think is slight tweaks. I don't think anybody would complain if we went back to the old TC system, whereby you could exploit privilege, #Ramsey, and build into bases and make it worthwhile. You would get your loot out of the fact that somebody else didn't protect theirs well enough, and you didn't. Because they didn't build their fucking. Put the TC in the right place, and that exploited how badly they built. And that's what I think people used to love about Rust, and I think that's what we're lacking right now. But in terms of being a solo player, it's great. You can run up, you can raid bigger bases because you've got the opportunity to get higher. You can get around, you don't need to boost anymore, which was one of the biggest problems I had personally as a solo player. But likewise, it helps the clans out just as fucking much, if not more, because they can raid the big bases it's so much easier, it's unbelievable. But I don't know, if we go back to the old system, maybe just throw some ladders on, take Twig out altogether would do me fucking fine. You guys got anything else you want to throw in about any of the stuff we talked about today?
The Twig update, it kind of helps because double walling is just complete crap. Like, that's so stupid to me. It just completely throws me off. Like, whenever someone's able to stack like 8 walls where it only looks like it's 1.
It's gone now. It's been gone for a while,
I think most base builders, like you, Twisited, don't really like the fact that you can stack walls, but you show it because you can.
I mean, I wall stack to where I can.
You're showing people how to do it, but you're not a fan.
It's like the bunker base. At the start of every bunker base I do, I tell people I don't really like these, but you keep asking for them. Here it is. Then we've done an exploit at the minute where we internally stack foundations. So it takes 8 rockets to take 1 foundation out. Yeah. So the bunker base is actually worth it now. Because I found with the bunker base when we made it.
That's madness.
If you hit 1 foundation, it drops half the base because you're building a wall on top of a foundation as well. And a lot of YouTubers were showing it, saying this is the best bunker. It was a pile of shit, and that's why we stopped doing them. Me and Hammer both messed about. Hammer found that you could now stack walls inside a foundation again. Yeah. So now it's actually viable. It's
these base builds that say, it's blah 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 1825 rockets to the center. It's just not. You can exploit it in any way.
I would never. See, when people need to remember, when people say it's 50 rockets going through all the walls, never take the walls is what you're going through. A good raider goes through your foundations. Yeah, it's 4 per foundation, simple as that. There's a couple of there's one YouTuber who done a base about a month and a half ago. He said 66 rockets to the centre.
Really?
I counted 12.
I won't make you name names.
Yeah. And so did half of the chat, and the argument that he came back with.
How many subs has he got?
For the
around 16.
10 times bigger than me.
16, 17.
A bit higher than that.
I think I might know who. Okay.
But so we only do the builds in my channel to help people. We genuinely couldn't care if it one sub
as long as it helps
100,000.
One person build.
We only do it to help.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
We try to bring ideas to people because we only bring a concept. We don't generally like showing people this is where you put your furnace, this is where you put your box. Fuck off. Do what you want. This is the concept we're showing you.
Yeah, exactly.
Build the rest yourself.
Which is the most important thing.
It's simple. Yeah. You need to make it your own. If everyone's got the same base, you just give the same raid.
Well, I mean, I don't.
It's silly.
Yeah, I don't think there's any problem with wall stacking in that you show people how to do it because it's in the game. It's not like you're cheating or anything. But at the same time, I think it's fucking AIDS when you get a rocket and you start to raid a base, and then you look an inch behind that wall is another wall, and then another wall, and you've wasted your 4 rockets, and then you think, oh, maybe I can just get through one more layer. You go through one more layer, and it's the fucking same thing again, and you've wasted more rockets. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. Right. Anyway, guys, thank you so fucking much for coming on and chatting through this. I think we've sort of covered quite a few bits and pieces here, to be honest. But thank you guys so much for listening to the video. If you guys are still around, 46 minutes deep right now. But that's what these podcasts are. They're nice, sort of in-depth conversations about different aspects of Rust. And I think we covered, what did we cover? Twig update, building, base building, recoil stuff, different things we want to see changed in Rust. I think we did good today, boys. Well done. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. We've got plenty more of these. I've got plenty more of these in my head to do. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are interested in more of these. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you all in the next video.